Let's talk about how to properly brace your abdominals, maybe for a lift or when you're thinking about doing core work and you're tightening through your abs. How do we do that? How do we brace in a way that's going to help us manage pressure well, keep a healthy pelvic floor, and not aggravate any pelvic floor things or issues like prolapse, diastasis recti, incontinence, things like that? So when we think about tightening or bracing through your abdominals, let me tuck my shirt up here and get a visual. We want to think about it like there's a couple different ways, like a corset wrapping around you, a zipper from bottom to top. And the other way I like to think about it is four corners. So if you find your hip bones and the bottom of your rib cage, when you exhale, we want to feel like all 4 points are kind of wrapping in together. Now from the side, okay, so if I get a good inhale and then I go to tighten here, I don't want to suck my belly in because then I have this rib angle, these ribs that are really wide, and that's not going to be a good brace. I don't want to push out through my belly or bear down on my pelvic floor. That's a common cue that's given. Feel like you're pooping or pushing down or bear down, and that is not good for the pelvic floor. So that's not an effective coaching cue, especially if you're having pelvic floor dysfunction, but also just to prevent it down the road. So instead of this pressure down, we want to keep this pressure centered. So we think about it like a wraparound of those abdominals. I fill with air. I bring my ribs down a little bit. I zip up from the bottom, bringing those hip bones together. So now I have this tight brace here, and I can still talk and I can still move and breathe while I'm doing that. You can also use that strategy if you're going to hold your breath. But sometimes for a heavy lift, you need a little bit more pressure within there. Pressure is a good thing for stability and to help you lift and be stable with more weight. So instead of fully emptying and breathing out and feeling that zipper here, we just want to tighten around that air that we build in. So when I take a big breath in, and then I'm going to hold my breath, I want to feel this tightening around that air. So I'm still full more than here, the end of that exhale, but again, I'm not pushing out or pushing down. I'm turning on those abs around that air. My pelvic floor kicks on, so I'm not bearing down or pushing down. And now I have this stable core to do my lift. One more time. I kind of blow out just a sip of air just to trigger those things to turn on. And now I have this solid core and I can hold my breath and do the lift. And I don't have any pressure coming down or out. Okay, so one more time, just day-to-day bracing, tightening your core through abdominal work or through lifts if you're going to do that exhale, is we breathe out and we zip up and around. Feeling that belly button kind of zip up and in, ribs coming down and in without the glutes clenching. So we want to be able to do it while keeping those glutes relaxed. And then if you're going to hold your breath, wrap around that air, get full, create that pressure so you have stability, wrap those abs around it, and then perform your lift and let it out.